Speak 5 lines to yourself every morning. Have you ever felt like life is a wild, uncontrollable storm, tossing you around with stress, other people's opinions, or those unexpected challenges that seem to come out of nowhere, and wondered if there's a way to stand steady, no matter what comes your way? Picture this. You're navigating a day filled with deadlines, a snarky comment from a coworker, and a sudden downpour that soaks your plans, leaving you wondering how to keep your head above water. I've been there, caught in that whirlwind, feeling like I was at the mercy of everything around me. But what if I told you the ancient Stoics, those brilliant thinkers from thousands of years ago, who faced wars, betrayals, and personal trials, uncovered a secret that can turn that chaos into a calm you can rely on, giving you a strength you never knew you had deep inside? This isn't about running away from the world, hiding in some quiet corner, or chasing after fleeting highs like a new gadget or a quick escape. No, it's about something far more powerful. Mastering your own mind, a skill that can transform how you face every single day, no matter what life throws at you. I'm absolutely thrilled to take you on this journey today, diving headfirst into Stoicism, a philosophy that's not just about surviving life's storms but thriving right through them with grace and unshakable resolve. Imagine walking through that stormy day with a steady heart, turning a tough moment into a chance to grow stronger. That's what Stoicism promises, and it's a path I've come to love exploring myself. Whether you're juggling the daily grind, those endless to-do lists, the pressure to please everyone, or the weight of unexpected setbacks, or you're searching for a deeper sense of purpose, a reason that lights up your mornings, the Stoic way offers a clarity and resilience that can carry you forward, no matter the terrain. I've seen it work in my own life, pulling me back from the edge of frustration to a place of peace, and I can't wait to share how it can do the same for you. This journey we're about to embark on isn't just a quick dive, it's a deep exploration of timeless truths that have guided emperors, slaves, and everyday people through the toughest times. We'll uncover how to take control of your thoughts, how to face challenges with a new perspective, and how to build a life that feels authentic and strong. Every moment here is packed with insights you can grab and use right away, whether it's a tip to handle a rude comment or a mindset shift to find purpose in the chaos. I've tested these ideas myself, like letting go of a friend's harsh judgment and finding my footing again, and they've reshaped how I move through the world. So, stick with me, because this isn't a journey to rush through. Every second is designed to help you grow, to give you tools to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence. And here's a little favor I'd love to ask. If you find yourself nodding along, if these ideas spark something in you, hit that subscribe button to join our growing Stoic Journal community. When you do, you're not just signing up for more videos, you're stepping into a space where we learn and grow together, supporting each other as we walk this path. Trust me, you won't want to skip any part of this adventure we're on today. I've been amazed at how this philosophy has turned my struggles into stepping stones, and I'm excited to see how it can light up your world too. Whether you're new to Stoicism or you've been curious about it for a while, there's something here for everyone. So, take a deep breath, settle in, and let's get started. Together, we're going to unlock these ancient secrets, peel back the layers of this incredible philosophy, and discover how to thrive, no matter what life sends our way. Are you ready? Let's dive in and embrace the wisdom of the Stoics. Why your morning words matter. Let's start with a story that might feel all too familiar, one that takes me back to a time when my mornings set the wrong tone for my entire day. A while back, I used to wake up already dreading what lay ahead. My mind would immediately start racing, spinning with worries about work, a looming deadline that felt like a dark cloud, or even what someone might think of me if I didn't get everything just right. I'd roll over, still half asleep, and mutter things to myself like, "Today's going to be a mess," or "I'm already behind." And you know what? Sure enough, the day would unfold exactly like that, a chaotic mess where I felt like I was always playing catch-up. I didn't realize it back then, but those morning thoughts, those little whispers of doubt, were setting the stage for everything that followed, like a script I didn't even know I was writing for myself. They were shaping my mindset, coloring my emotions, and steering my actions before I'd even had my first sip of coffee. It wasn't until I stumbled across a Stoic idea that everything changed for me, like flipping a switch I didn't know existed. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who faced their own share of struggles, taught that the quiet moments of the morning hold the key to steering your entire day. If you can harness those moments, those precious, still minutes before the world starts pulling at you, you're not just shaping a single day, you're shaping the trajectory of your entire life. I started to see my mornings as a blank page, a fresh opportunity to write a better story for myself, one filled with intention instead of dread. Once I began to shift those early thoughts, I noticed my days felt lighter, more manageable, even when challenges popped up. It was like I'd been handed the director's chair to my own life, instead of being a passive actor in a play I didn't sign up for. Now, let's pause and think about something for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to radiate calm and purpose, no matter what life throws their way? I used to watch those kinds of people with a mix of awe and curiosity, wondering what their secret was. Were they just lucky, born with some natural gift for serenity? Did they have a charmed life free of problems? But here's the truth I've come to learn: it's not luck, and it's definitely not a life without struggles. The real secret lies in their mastery of morning rituals, a practice the Stoics perfected centuries ago. They understood that by setting clear intentions right at the start of the day, they could guide their emotions, steady their minds, and align themselves with their deepest values, like wisdom, courage, and a calm that doesn't waver even when the storms roll in. I wanted that kind of steadiness for myself, that ability to face the day with a sense of purpose instead of panic, and that's exactly why I'm sharing this with you today. We're going to explore how just 5 Stoic affirmations, simple, powerful statements you can say to yourself each morning, can transform your mornings, and in turn, your whole approach to life. But before we dive into those affirmations, let's dig a little deeper into why this even matters in the first place. Think of your mind as a fortress, a sacred space that holds your thoughts, your emotions, your inner world. Every thought you let in, especially in those early morning moments, either strengthens the walls of that fortress with clarity and resilience or chips away at them with doubt and negativity. Why not start each day by building it up with strength, purpose, and clarity, creating a mental space that's ready to face whatever comes? I've seen the difference this can make, like the morning I swapped "this day's a mess" for "I've got this," and felt my whole outlook shift. It's a small change with a big impact, and I can't wait to show you how it works. Let's keep going and see how these morning rituals can change the game for you. Setting the stage for your day. Mornings are special, aren't they? There's something almost magical about that stillness, the way the world feels fresh and untouched before the chaos of the day kicks in with its endless demands. I love those quiet moments, just the soft rustle of leaves outside my window or the gentle hum of the house waking up, where it feels like time slows down, giving you a rare chance to breathe before the storm begins. The Stoics, those wise thinkers from centuries past, saw this time as a golden opportunity, a blank canvas where you get to decide what kind of day you'll paint with your thoughts and actions. Imagine the dawn breaking, its golden light spilling across the horizon, chasing away the shadows of night. Just like that light, you have the chance to illuminate your mindset, to cast a glow of clarity and purpose that sets the foundation for a day that's mindful, driven, and true to who you want to be. I like to think of it as laying the groundwork for a building. Picture a sturdy foundation of stone, carefully placed to support a towering structure. The stronger the base, the more solid and resilient the building becomes, able to weather any storm that comes its way. Every morning, you're handed that fresh start, a chance to script your day with intention, to choose the colors and shapes you'll use on that canvas. I've had days where I rushed out the door without a second thought, letting the world dictate my mood, only to feel frazzled by noon. But when I began treating my morning as a deliberate act of creation, everything shifted. I felt more in control, like I was the architect of my own experience rather than a passenger along for the ride. This idea isn't new. It's deeply rooted in Stoicism, a philosophy that's guided people through tough times for centuries, from emperors facing political turmoil to everyday folks navigating personal challenges. The Stoics believed that how you begin your day can set its entire course, like planting a seed that determines the harvest. It's not just about rolling out of bed and going through the motions, mechanically checking off tasks. It's about preparing yourself mentally and emotionally, building an inner strength that carries you through. They saw those early hours as a sacred space to align your mind with your values, to steady your heart before the world pulls you in 100 directions. This perspective resonates with modern wisdom too. Carl Jung, a thinker who explored the depths of the human mind with incredible insight, once said something that fits perfectly here: who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. That's exactly what morning reflection does. It wakes you up to your true potential, pulling you out of the fog of autopilot and into a place of awareness. I've experienced this firsthand. There was a time when I'd start my day scrolling through my phone, letting the news or social media set my mood, and I'd feel tossed by the waves of other people's opinions. But when I began taking those early moments to center myself, sitting quietly, breathing deeply, focusing on my intentions, my whole day felt different. It was like I was steering the ship instead of being thrown off course by every gust of wind. Mornings are the perfect time for this because your mind is fresh, still soft and malleable from sleep, not yet weighed down by the day's demands or the weight of yesterday's regrets. It's like a clean slate, waiting for you to etch your thoughts onto it. What you tell yourself in those moments can build your resilience, helping you face whatever comes your way, whether it's a tough conversation, a tight deadline, or an unexpected setback, with a steady heart and a clear mind. I've noticed that when I start my day with intention, even the hardest challenges feel manageable, like I've got an inner anchor holding me firm. The Stoics tied this practice to their belief in living with virtue and purpose, using the morning to prepare for life's uncertainties with wisdom and calm. Let's explore how this Stoic wisdom can tie into your own mornings and set you on a path to a more resilient, purposeful life. The Stoic mindset and modern wisdom. Stoicism teaches us something incredibly powerful, a truth that can shift how we navigate the ups and downs of life. While we can't always control what happens around us, the unexpected delays, the curveballs, the opinions of others, we can absolutely control how we respond to those moments. I'll never forget a day when this lesson really hit home for me. Everything seemed to go wrong from the moment I woke up. A meeting got delayed, leaving me scrambling to adjust my schedule. I spilled my coffee all over my desk, creating a mess I didn't have time to deal with, and then a friend made a sharp, offhand comment that stung more than I'd like to admit. In the past, I would have let those things completely derail my mood. I'd be grumpy, stressed, and snapping at everyone around me by lunchtime. But Stoicism showed me a different way, a path to staying steady even when the day feels like it's falling apart. One of the greatest Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled an empire while facing his own share of chaos, from wars to personal losses, put it in a way that really resonated with me. He said, "You have power over your mind, not the events outside. Realize this, and you'll find strength." When I first came across those words, they hit me hard, like a wake-up call I didn't know I needed. It's like realizing you've been trying to steer the wind itself, something wild and untamable, instead of adjusting the sails on your own ship to catch the breeze in a way that works for you. That shift in perspective changed everything for me. Instead of getting swept away by the coffee spill or my friend's words, I started asking myself, how can I respond in a way that keeps me grounded? It wasn't about ignoring the mess, it was about choosing not to let it define my day. This idea isn't just ancient wisdom from a time long past. It lines up beautifully with modern thinking too, showing how timeless these Stoic principles really are. Carl Jung, a brilliant thinker who dove deep into the workings of the human mind, believed in the transformative power of self-awareness, of understanding our inner selves as a path to growth and healing. He once said something that ties in perfectly here: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. That's exactly what morning affirmations do. They bring your thoughts into sharp focus, giving you the reins to shape your day instead of letting it shape you. I found that when I start my morning by consciously setting my mindset, I'm not just reacting on autopilot to every little thing. I'm choosing how I want to show up, whether it's with patience during a delay or kindness despite a harsh comment. The Stoics were also deeply passionate about the idea of virtue, which they saw as the cornerstone of a good life, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't just lofty, abstract ideals to ponder. They're practical, actionable guides for the choices we make every single day. For example, choosing wisdom might mean pausing to think before reacting to that sharp comment. Courage might mean tackling a tough task you've been avoiding. When you start your morning with affirmations rooted in these values, you're not just preparing for the day ahead, you're building a character that's ready to face life's challenges with grace and strength. I like to think of it as training for a marathon. Each morning, you're strengthening your mental muscles, stretching your capacity for resilience, getting yourself ready for the race of life ahead. This practice has been a game changer for me, helping me move from feeling like a victim of my circumstances to someone who can stand firm, no matter what comes. It's about building an inner foundation that doesn't crumble when the winds blow. And the best part? You can start this training right away, with a simple morning routine that sets you up for success. Let's see how to set this up and bring these Stoic and modern insights into your daily life. Creating your morning sanctuary. Before we get to the affirmations that can transform your mornings, let's talk about setting the stage. Because just like you wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation, you wouldn't start a meaningful morning practice without the right groundwork. Think about it. A house needs a sturdy base to stand tall through storms, and your morning ritual needs a space that supports your intentions, helping you show up fully for yourself. Creating a sacred space for your ritual isn't just about finding any quiet corner to sit in. It's about carving out a sanctuary, a little haven where your mind can find peace, focus, and a sense of grounding. I found that having a dedicated spot makes all the difference in how I approach my day, turning a routine into something that feels truly special, almost sacred. For me, my sacred space is a cozy nook by my window, where I can watch the world wake up while I center myself. It's nothing fancy, just a comfy chair that feels like a warm hug, a small table to hold my coffee, and a notebook where I jot down thoughts that bubble up during my reflection. It's my little retreat from the world, a place where I can connect with myself without distractions pulling me away. I'll never forget the first time I sat there, the morning light streaming in, casting a soft glow on the pages of my notebook. It felt like I was stepping into a different world, one where I could breathe deeply and just be. That space has become my anchor, a signal to my mind that this is a time for clarity, for intention, for me to show up as the best version of myself. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, understood the power of stepping away to reflect. Marcus, despite being a Roman emperor with the weight of an empire on his shoulders, made time to write and think, often retreating to a quiet space to focus on what truly mattered: his values, his purpose, his inner strength. He'd jot down his thoughts in what we now know as Meditations, a collection of reflections that still guide us today. Similarly, Carl Jung, a thinker who explored the depths of the human psyche, believed in the importance of having a personal space for contemplation. He saw it as a place to bring your unconscious thoughts into awareness, to understand yourself on a deeper level. I love how these ideas come together. Both the Stoics and Jung remind us that a dedicated space isn't just about the physical spot. It's about what it represents, a commitment to looking inward, to growing, to finding peace amidst the noise of life. Your space doesn't need to be elaborate or Instagram-worthy, just somewhere you can sit undisturbed, where you feel at ease. Maybe it's a corner of your bedroom, a spot on your porch, or even a cushion on the floor by a window. You can add a touch of natural light to brighten your mood, letting the morning sun energize you, or use soft lamplight for a calming, cozy vibe if you're up before the sun rises. I like to keep a few meaningful items around to make the space feel personal. A book that inspires me, like a collection of Stoic writings, or a small stone I picked up on a memorable trip to the mountains. These aren't just decorations, they're little reminders of my intentions, grounding me in what I want to focus on. Maybe for you, it's a photo of someone you love, a journal, or a plant that brings a bit of nature indoors. It's not about the stuff itself, it's about what it signals to your mind. This is a time for clarity, for focus, for you to connect with your deepest self. Creating this space is like setting a stage for a play. It prepares you for the performance of your day, ensuring you're ready to step into your role with confidence. Once your sanctuary is ready, you've laid the perfect foundation to bring these Stoic affirmations to life, letting them sink in deeply and guide your day. I've seen how this space transforms my mornings, making them a time of growth and peace, and I know it can do the same for you. Let's dive into the first affirmation and see how it can start to reshape your day. Affirmation 1. Today, I control my reactions. The first affirmation we're diving into is a powerful one, and it's one that can set the tone for your entire day. Today, I control my reactions. Take a moment to say that to yourself each morning. Let those words sink in, and you're setting a clear, intentional promise to meet the world on your terms, no matter what comes your way. Life has a way of throwing all kinds of curveballs, doesn't it? Maybe it's a rude email that lands in your inbox out of the blue, a traffic jam that turns your commute into a test of patience, or a heated argument with someone you care about that leaves you reeling. I've been there, caught off guard by those moments, and in the past, I'd let them take over. There was a time when a snarky comment from a coworker, something casual but cutting, would send me spiraling, my mood darkening as I replayed it over and over, letting it dictate how I felt for hours. But once I started using this affirmation, everything shifted. I found myself pausing, taking a deep breath, and choosing a response that felt thoughtful, not reactive, maybe a calm reply or even a small smile instead of a sharp comeback. It was like I'd unlocked a new way to navigate the day, one where I held the reins. Marcus Aurelius, that wise Roman emperor who ruled an empire while wrestling with his own inner battles, was all about this idea. He believed our reactions should come from reason, not the heat of the moment or the pull of impulse. He saw it as a way to live with dignity, to stay true to yourself even when the world tests you. And it's not about bottling up your feelings or pretending everything's fine when it's not. That's not the Stoic way. It's about understanding those emotions, looking at them without judgment, like observing clouds passing in the sky, and then deciding how to act in a way that aligns with your values. Maybe patience, kindness, or simply staying steady. I've put this into practice myself. Imagine you're at work, and a colleague snaps at you over a misunderstanding, their tone sharp enough to sting. Your first instinct might be to snap back, to defend yourself with the same heat, but with this affirmation in mind, you take a moment. You breathe. You let the initial rush pass, and then you respond with calm, maybe a measured explanation or even a kind word to diffuse the tension. Over time, this builds a habit of mindfulness that starts to define who you are. I've noticed it in my own life. Where I used to be known for getting flustered under pressure, I'm now someone people turn to for a steady presence, someone who handles stress with grace. It's not just about surviving one tough day. It's about shaping who you are, day by day, into a more resilient, thoughtful person. I remember a morning when I started with this affirmation, and later faced a heated debate with a friend. Instead of escalating, I paused, reflected on what mattered, our friendship, and responded with understanding. That moment didn't just save the day, it strengthened our bond. This practice is like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, turning you into someone who can face life's storms with a clear mind and a steady heart. This affirmation ties into the Stoic belief that our inner world is where our real power lies. Marcus Aurelius wrote about maintaining composure amid adversity, seeing it as a mark of strength to let reason guide your actions rather than letting emotions run wild. It's a skill you can cultivate, starting with those quiet morning moments. I found that when I begin my day with, "Today," I control my reactions. It's like setting an anchor. I can return to it whenever the day gets rough, reminding myself that I have the choice to respond with wisdom instead of frustration. This isn't a quick fix. It's a journey of growth, one that builds resilience and grace over time. Let's move on to the next affirmation and see how it can build on this foundation. Affirmation 2. I will focus on what matters. Next up, we've got an affirmation that's like a game changer for navigating the whirlwind of daily life. I will focus on what matters. Picture this as putting on a pair of glasses that help you see through the clutter, cutting through the haze to reveal what's truly important. We all know how easy it is to get distracted. Endless notifications buzzing on your phone, small dramas unfolding at work or home, things that seem urgent but aren't really worth your energy. I used to fall into those traps all the time, letting my focus slip away on stuff that didn't really matter. I can recall a time when I spent half a day stewing over a coworker's offhand remark, replaying it in my head, letting it steal my peace when it didn't deserve a second thought. But this affirmation acts like a filter for your day, guiding you to zero in on what aligns with your core values and your bigger long-term goals, those things that light a fire in your soul and give your life meaning. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who lived a life of hardship yet found profound wisdom, taught something that really sticks with me. External events only have the meaning we give them. They're like raw materials, neutral until we decide how to shape them. A traffic jam? It could be a frustration or a chance to listen to a podcast. A tough email? It could derail you or teach you resilience. By choosing to focus on what matters, maybe your health, the people you love, your personal growth, you're deciding what deserves your attention, what's worth your precious time and energy. I've started asking myself a few key questions each morning after saying this affirmation. Does this task move me closer to my goals? Does this conversation build me up or tear me down? Does this moment align with the life I want to create? When I started doing that, it was like clearing the fog. I could see what truly counts, like spotting a lighthouse through a stormy sea, guiding me back to what's essential. This affirmation isn't just about checking off a to-do list or getting more done in less time. It's about nurturing qualities that make you a better version of yourself, like patience and self-discipline. I used to rush through my days, reacting to every ping and poke, but now I take a step back, prioritizing what feeds my growth. Maybe a quiet walk to clear my mind or a meaningful chat with a friend. It's turned me into someone who lives with intention, someone who chooses where to place their focus rather than letting the world decide for them. I remember a morning when I affirmed this and later faced a flood of emails. Instead of diving into all of them, I picked the ones that aligned with my goals, letting the rest wait, and felt a sense of calm control I hadn't known before. This is a commitment to growth, to being better today than you were yesterday. Not in some flashy, showy way like posting a perfect life online, but in a deeply meaningful one. It's about building an inner strength that shines through in how you handle challenges, how you connect with others, how you move toward the person you want to become. Epictetus emphasized that freedom comes from focusing on what we can control, letting go of the noise we can't. For me, this means letting go of petty worries, like whether someone approves of my work, and pouring my energy into what builds me up, like learning a new skill or nurturing a relationship. This affirmation is like planting seeds for a garden of virtues, patience, discipline, purpose, that grow stronger with each day you tend them. I've seen how this practice transforms my mornings and my mindset, giving me a clarity that carries through the day. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, about choosing what matters and letting the rest fade into the background. Let's keep this momentum going as we move to the next affirmation and build on this foundation of intentional living. Affirmation 3. I choose courage over comfort. Here's the third affirmation, and let me tell you, it's a bold one that really gets to the heart of personal growth. I choose courage over comfort. This isn't just about gearing up for those big, dramatic challenges, like standing on a stage or facing a life-changing decision. It's about embracing the discomfort that comes with stepping out of your cozy bubble and into the territory of growth. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, were masters at this idea. They believed in something called moral courage, the kind of bravery that shows up in the everyday, like being honest when a white lie would save you a moment of awkwardness, or standing up for what's right when it's tempting to stay quiet and blend into the background. I've had my share of those moments where I wanted to take the easy road, like avoiding a tough conversation with a friend because it felt safer to let it slide. But this affirmation pushed me to step up, to face that discomfort head-on, and honestly, I'm better for it. Take a memory that sticks with me. I once had to address a misunderstanding at work, and my nerves were screaming at me to just let it go, to avoid the potential conflict. But I said this affirmation that morning, I choose courage over comfort, and it gave me the nudge I needed. I walked into that meeting, heart pounding, and spoke my truth with calm determination. The relief and strength I felt afterward were incredible, like I'd crossed a personal finish line I didn't know I was racing toward. The Stoics saw this as a way to live with integrity, and I've come to see it the same way. It's about aligning your actions with your values, even when it's not the comfy choice. The Stoics took this even further with a practice called voluntary discomfort. Seneca, for instance, would occasionally skip a lavish meal or sleep on a hard floor, not because he enjoyed it, but to remind himself that he could handle less, that his happiness didn't depend on external comforts like a soft bed or a gourmet feast. Marcus Aurelius did similar things, stepping away from imperial luxuries to test his resilience. It's not about suffering for the sake of it or turning your life into a hardship contest. It's about building a deep, unshakable resilience, knowing that your peace and joy come from within, not from the stuff around you. I've tried this myself in small ways, like opting for a cold shower on a chilly morning or skipping a treat to focus on my health goals. Each time, I felt a quiet strength grow, a confidence that I could handle whatever came my way without relying on external crutches. When I started choosing courage over comfort, like speaking up in a meeting despite my shaky voice or tackling a project I'd been avoiding, I felt stronger, more grounded, like I was planting my feet on solid earth instead of quicksand. This affirmation prepares you to face the day's challenges with a mindset geared toward growth, reminding you that true satisfaction comes from living true to your values, even when it's tough. It's not always easy. There are days when comfort calls louder than courage, but that's where the magic happens. Discomfort is where real growth takes root, where you stretch beyond what you thought possible. I remember a time when I chose to confront a fear of public speaking, affirming this each morning, and by the end of that week, I'd not only survived but thrived, gaining a confidence I carry with me still. This practice aligns with the Stoic belief that life's value lies in how we meet its challenges, not in avoiding them. It's about finding opportunity in discomfort, turning a difficult conversation into a chance to build trust, or a hard task into a step toward mastery. Each time you choose courage, you're not just surviving the day, you're crafting a life of purpose and strength. Let's explore the next affirmation and see how it builds on this powerful foundation. Affirmation 4. I am grateful for this moment. The fourth affirmation we're diving into is one that's all about grounding yourself in the here and now. I am grateful for this moment. This one's a total game changer because it flips your perspective, shifting your focus from what's missing in your life to what's right in front of you, waiting to be appreciated. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the obvious good stuff, like a sunny day or a big win. It's about seeing the value in every single moment, even the hard ones that test your patience or strength. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who lived a life of simplicity after being born into slavery, had a profound take on this. He believed that true happiness comes from appreciating what we already have, not endlessly chasing after what we don't. I used to wake up with my mind immediately racing to all the things I needed to fix, whether it was a project I was behind on or a relationship I felt needed mending. But when I started saying this affirmation each morning, I began to notice the small, beautiful joys I'd been overlooking, the warmth of my coffee cup in my hands, the quiet stillness of the morning before the world woke up. even the sound of birds chirping outside my window. This practice of gratitude does something powerful. It anchors you firmly in the present, keeping you from getting lost in the quicksand of past mistakes or the fog of future worries. I've had mornings where I'd wake up replaying a mistake I made the day before, or stressing about a big presentation coming up, and it would set a heavy tone for my whole day. But when I started affirming gratitude, it was like pressing a reset button. I could let go of yesterday's baggage and tomorrow's anxieties, and just be in the moment. It builds resilience too, in a way I didn't expect. When you're grateful, you start to see challenges as part of a bigger story, not the whole picture. I remember a particularly tough day when everything seemed to go wrong. My car wouldn't start, and I missed an important meeting, but saying this affirmation helped me find a silver lining. I noticed the kindness of a neighbor who offered to help, and the extra time gave me a chance to reflect. That gratitude kept me steady, reminding me that every moment, even the messy ones, has something to offer if you look for it. This affirmation also brings a sense of humility, which is a core Stoic virtue. It reminds us that life is a gift, not a guarantee. Each breath, each sunrise, each challenge is part of a larger tapestry we're weaving. Epictetus taught that freedom and contentment come from moderating our desires, from cherishing what's already ours instead of always wanting more. I've found that starting my day with gratitude helps me cultivate a mindset that finds joy in the now, rather than always looking ahead to the next thing. On days when I feel overwhelmed, this practice acts like a lifeline, pulling me back to the present, like the morning I sat with my coffee, feeling the warmth against my palms, and realized I was okay, right there in that moment, no matter what the day held. By beginning your day with, "I am grateful for this moment," you're training yourself to approach life with balance and appreciation, seeing the beauty in both the highs and the lows. It's like tuning your senses to pick up on the quiet music of life, the laughter of a loved one, the rhythm of your own breath, that you might otherwise miss. This mindset equips you to face the world with a heart that's open and steady, ready to find lessons and joy in whatever comes your way. I've seen how it transforms my days, making even the toughest ones feel lighter, and I know it can do the same for you. Let's move on to the final affirmation and see how it can deepen this beautiful practice even further. Affirmation 5. I seek wisdom in all experiences. The last affirmation we're exploring is a truly beautiful one that invites you to see the world with fresh, curious eyes. I seek wisdom in all experiences. This reflects a core Stoic belief that every moment, whether it's a big, life-changing event or a small, everyday occurrence, holds a lesson waiting to be uncovered. Marcus Aurelius, that reflective Roman emperor who faced immense challenges while leading an empire, captured this idea perfectly when he said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." What he meant is that every challenge, every obstacle, is a teacher in disguise, guiding us toward growth if we're willing to listen. I've had days that felt like complete failures, like when I missed a tight deadline at work, or when I got some tough feedback that bruised my ego, but when I started looking for the lesson instead of wallowing in the setback, everything changed. That missed deadline taught me the value of better planning and time management. The feedback, though hard to hear, showed me exactly where I could grow, pointing me toward areas I'd been blind to. This affirmation turns you into a lifelong student, someone who's always learning, always adapting, no matter what life throws your way. It's not about gathering random facts or trivia to impress at a dinner party. It's about understanding how to live well, how to craft a life that's rich with meaning and virtue. I've started asking myself questions inspired by this affirmation. What does this moment teach me about patience, like when I'm stuck in a long line at the store? What does it reveal about courage, like when I hesitate to speak up in a group? These questions have made me so much more reflective, more intentional in how I move through my day. I remember a time when I had a heated disagreement with a family member. It felt messy and unresolved, but later, I sat with this affirmation and asked myself what I could learn. I realized the argument taught me about empathy, about listening more deeply instead of just waiting for my turn to speak. That lesson didn't just heal the moment, it changed how I approach every conversation now, making me a better listener, a better friend. This practice also brings a deep sense of humility, another Stoic virtue that keeps us grounded. It reminds us that no matter how much we think we know, there's always more to learn, always room to grow. I used to see setbacks as dead ends, proof that I wasn't good enough, but now I see them as doorways to wisdom, each one offering a chance to deepen my understanding. By seeking wisdom in every experience, you're not just getting through the day, checking tasks off a list. You're thriving, growing with every step, becoming someone who sees life as a classroom where every moment is a lesson. I've noticed that this mindset transforms how I see the world. Suddenly, a rainy day that cancels my plans isn't a frustration. It's an opportunity to slow down, to reflect, to find joy in a quiet moment with a book. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about turning obstacles into opportunities, seeing them as part of the path rather than barriers to it. This affirmation embodies that idea, encouraging you to approach every challenge with curiosity. What can I learn here? How can this make me stronger? I found that this shift makes me more resilient, more open to life's uncertainties. A flat tire on a busy day taught me patience and problem-solving. A rejection from a project I wanted taught me perseverance and self-worth. By seeking wisdom in all experiences, you're crafting a life where every moment, good or bad, contributes to your growth, deepening your strength and understanding. It's like weaving a tapestry, where every thread, even the frayed ones, adds to the beauty of the whole. Let's bring all these affirmations together and see how they can transform your mornings and your life. The transformative power of morning affirmations. We've journeyed through something truly special today, and now it's time to bring it all together. These 5 affirmations we've explored aren't just words you whisper to yourself. They're a daily practice, a powerful ritual that reshapes how you live, think, and feel. Each one: today, I control my reactions. I will focus on what matters. I choose courage over comfort. I am grateful for this moment, and I seek wisdom in all experiences, is like a guiding star in the night sky, helping you navigate life with purpose, poise, and a deep sense of inner strength. I've seen the magic of this practice in my own life, and I can't help but share how it's changed me. Starting my day with these lines has made me calmer, more focused, more grounded, like I'm standing on solid ground even when the winds of life start to howl. It's like setting the sails of a ship, ensuring you're always heading toward your true north, that place of clarity and authenticity that feels like home to your soul. I'll never forget the first week I committed to this routine. I was going through a hectic time, work was overwhelming, and I felt like I was juggling a million things at once. Normally, I'd start my mornings in a frenzy, already stressed before I'd even left the house. But when I began using these affirmations, everything shifted. I'd sit in my quiet nook, take a deep breath, and speak these words with intention. By the time I said, "I am grateful for this moment," I felt a weight lift. I could face the day with a sense of calm I hadn't known before. That week, I handled challenges with a steadiness that surprised me, like calmly addressing a work conflict instead of letting it fester, or finding joy in a rainy afternoon that forced me to slow down. These affirmations didn't just change my mornings, they changed how I showed up in the world, turning me into someone who thrives, not just survives, no matter what life brings. This practice ties into a beautiful idea from Carl Jung, a thinker who explored the depths of the human mind with incredible insight. He once said, "Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." That's exactly what these affirmations do. They help you look inward, peeling back the layers to awaken your inner strength, your clarity, your true self. The Stoics shared a similar belief. They saw the mind as the fortress of the soul, a sacred space where what you let in shapes who you become. By choosing these intentional thoughts each morning, you're fortifying that fortress with the best materials: virtue, resilience, wisdom, building a life that's not swayed by every gust of chaos but stands firm, rooted in what truly matters. What I love most about this practice is that it's not just about transforming your mornings, it's about transforming how you interact with the world around you. When I control my reactions, I bring calm to tense moments, like soothing a friend's frustration with a kind word. When I focus on what matters, I pour my energy into relationships and goals that light me up, not the petty distractions. Choosing courage over comfort pushes me to grow, like taking on a challenge I'd normally shy away from. Gratitude keeps me present, finding joy in the small things, and seeking wisdom turns every experience into a lesson that makes me better. Together, these affirmations weave a life of intention, where I'm not just reacting to life but actively shaping it, becoming someone who lives with grace, strength, and purpose. This isn't a one-and-done trick, it's a journey, a daily commitment to showing up for yourself. I've seen how it's reshaped my days, and I know it can do the same for you. So, let's wrap this up with a call to action that'll help you bring this Stoic wisdom into your own life, starting tomorrow morning. We've explored something truly incredible together today: the incredible power your morning words hold to shape not just your day, but your entire life in ways you might not have imagined. These 5 Stoic affirmations: today, I control my reactions, I will focus on what matters, I choose courage over comfort, I am grateful for this moment, and I seek wisdom in all experiences, are so much more than a simple routine you can check off your list. They're a heartfelt commitment to living with intention, a promise to guide your actions with the wisdom and virtue that the Stoics cherished so deeply. I've opened up about how these affirmations have transformed my own mornings, turning them from a time of dread, where I'd wake up with a knot in my stomach, dreading the day's challenges, into moments of clarity and purpose that set me on a stronger path. I hope you'll feel inspired to give them a try, to see how they can light up your own days with a newfound sense of calm and direction. Start tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow morning can be your fresh beginning. Find that sacred space we talked about, whether it's a cozy corner by a window, a quiet spot on your porch, or even a cushion in a busy room where you can carve out a moment for yourself. Sit there, take a deep breath, and say these affirmations out loud or in your mind. Let them sink into your soul. Watch how they transform your mindset, how they shift your perspective from reacting to creating, from surviving to thriving. I've experienced this shift myself. There was a morning when I started with these words, and later faced a stressful situation at work with a steadiness I didn't know I had. It's like planting seeds that grow into a garden of resilience and peace over time. So, take that first step, and let this practice become your own personal revolution, one sunrise at a time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey with Stoic Journal. It means the world to me to have you here, exploring these ancient yet timeless ideas together. If this resonated with you, if it sparked something inside, a curiosity or a hope for a better way to start your days, please hit that subscribe button. When you do, you're not just joining a channel, you're stepping into a community of like-minded souls who are all on this path to wisdom and tranquility. And if you know someone who might need this, a friend struggling with stress, a family member searching for purpose, share this video with them. Let's spread this light together, because the more we grow, the more we can lift each other up. Don't stop here. Check out the suggested videos on your screen to keep exploring this Stoic path with us. Each one is a chance to dive deeper into practices that can enrich your life, from building resilience to finding peace in chaos. Together, let's keep cultivating a life of wisdom and tranquility, one day at a time. Every morning is a new page in your story, a blank canvas where you get to choose the words you write, and those words become the ink that shapes your journey. Choose them wisely. Let them be words of strength, gratitude, and growth. I've seen how this practice has turned my own pages from ones of worry to ones of wonder, and I believe it can do the same for you. Until next time, stay strong, live stoically, and let's thrive together. Picture yourself tomorrow morning, sitting in your sacred space, speaking these affirmations with confidence, ready to face the day as the best version of yourself. That's the vision I'm holding for you, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Keep this wisdom close, let it guide you, and know that you're not alone on this path. We're in it together, building lives filled with purpose and peace. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep shining.